Hi everyone. I'll give people a few moments to float in. I'm just setting up here. Welcome to a little grieving session. We'll let people float in. I hope you can find a kind of comfortable space to sit or lay down. Just take a moment to get your surroundings cleared out. Find a little home for yourself for this next half hour or so. Thanks for tuning in. I am happy to have people join me during this time. I think no matter how hopeless or hopeful we feel, gathering together and just knowing we're all here, putting our energy into the same thing can be really powerful and can be really like energizing to our spirits, right? I think in really difficult times like this where we're witnessing genocide, where we're fighting for liberation on such a deep, immediate level, it can be really hard to stay in our bodies, to stay with ourselves, to stay present with everything happening, to open up to all that heartbreak and really let it live in our bodies and let it turn into what we need it to turn into in order to really be active participants in liberation, right? To really be working to free all beings right now, right here. What am I doing inside myself at all times that contributes to liberation for Gaza, liberation for all Palestinians, liberation for everybody, right? I was listening to, and while I talk, please try to get yourself comfortable. I'm gonna lean in to see, oh, hello. Hi, Wibbliss. I see you in the comments. Nice to see you tuning in. But please get comfortable. You can be laying down, sitting, whatever feels good right now. We'll just talk for a little bit before we get started. But yeah, I was listening to a really important teacher of mine, Lama Rod Owens, which many of you might know. But he's been doing a lot of teachings about spiritual abolitionism. And he was talking yesterday about bypassing, right? And the fact that, you know, in order to do any of the work we're trying to do, we have to do all of it. As in, I can't save the earth if I don't save myself, right? Because the earth is always going to be here. She doesn't actually need me to thrive and survive. The dinosaurs know all about that. It's a joke that he made yesterday. But in order for me to be at a place where I can actually see the revolution happening and join in, I've got to be really doing a lot of work for myself. I've got to be really opening my mind, really getting myself prepared to have the care networks I need to support myself through such a hard thing, right? I feel like I have the responsibility to know that I am loved, to do whatever I need to do to strip away the pain and the suffering that I've experienced and to just find that truth again, to know I'm loved. There's an abundance of love around me, and with that, I can go forward and fight much bigger, harder things than I thought I might when I thought I was alone, right? Mistakenly. None of us are alone. And so today, we'll kind of do a 3-part series this week. Today, Friday, and Saturday, all at 11 a.m. They all can stand alone as well if you can't make them all. But we're just going to first try to settle into our bodies, check in on how this container is doing, and then we'll kind of expand our container throughout the week, hopefully. And yeah, really fortify ourselves for this really hard work of liberation, of setting ourselves free and being able to help others get free. So, with all that said, please feel free to get comfortable again. Make sure you have water around you if you need it. We'll start, I'll give you a little layout. We'll start with a few bell breaths. So I'll just be ringing the bells. The two sounds we'll hear, I have a high bell today and a low bell. After we do a few breaths with the bells that I'll say instructions for, we'll do a little guided body scan, rooting down into our bodies, and then a grounding exercise of humming, holding our chest, really feeling our own power. And then I'll offer a chant for everybody and for our grief. And we can close out with just a little, I'll light this candle, make some incense offerings. If you have an altar or home space that you tend to, you can also light a candle and do whatever offerings that feel right to you for your ancestors and your practice. And then we'll say anything we need to say and go about our morning. So, with all that said, let's start by just taking a deep, cleansing breath in and out. Take a moment to move your body, stretch in any way it's asking you to. Release some tension from the shoulders, the neck or jaw. You feel the temperature of the air around you, the weight of your clothes against you. And as you settle into your spot, take a second to join your body exactly right now, wherever you rest. And we'll start by taking a few breaths together. Everything I do today will be opt-in, opt-out. Feel free to just let the sounds absorb, wash over you, or to participate fully in the instructions. There's no right way to grieve. I'm just here to hold space as best as I can for you today and for myself. We'll be taking inhales with the high bell, exhaling with the low bell, and we'll let them just slowly extend. So we'll start with a clearing breath, in, out, inhale, exhale, in, out. breath in. And at the top of your breath, hold it, relaxing your body around this twofold feeling. And let it all go. Let your breathing slowly return to normal. And we might take a second to bring our awareness down into the soles of our feet. Whether we're sitting up or laying down, we can simply maybe roll the ankles, wiggle the toes, if that's possible for you. And then let your feet kind of settle into stillness. Whatever that looks like today. And we'll start to invite a little rest into the body. Notice the sensations in your shins and calves. Let the backs of your calves grow heavy, warm, loose. And perhaps you imagine the tops of your shins growing light, reaching out towards the air. Notice the sensations in your knees. Any stiffness or tension, any comfort or ease. Really just checking in with the body, how we're feeling right now without judgment. Noting that pain can be an indicator of where we might direct our care. We might just make space for the pain in our body, for the heartbreak. And see what happens if we direct care towards it, if we let it turn into information for how to move forward. And we can slowly bring our awareness up into the thighs. Let the backs, the undersides of the thighs ground down beneath you. Feel where they make contact with the surface beneath you. And relax any clenching or tension in the inner thighs, releasing whatever's possible to release right now. Do the same with our glutes, pelvis, really releasing any tension and letting our lower half become an anchor, rooting ourselves down into the earth, not just our floor, cushion, bed, but into the soil that really is always reaching up to hold us. It will be always underfoot to greet us. We can bring our awareness up into our bellies, our lower back. Perhaps we feel the skin of our stomach stretch as we inhale, filling, taking up space. And we can feel a gentle softening on the exhales as we release, letting go. Again, whatever is in us can again be let out with each breath. We might move our awareness up into the back, upper chest. Let the lungs expand in every direction on the inhales, filling the rib cage. And on the exhales, again, let the whole torso soften. If the kind of radical presence that sometimes a deep inhale brings feels overwhelming, we can rely on that exhale, that release, that letting go, that dissolving. And we'll just spend a few minutes in this cycle kind of checking in with our torso, feeling our breath. Drop all the way down into our belly and then slowly dissipate. Just as we are witnessing the atrocities of the world right now, we can also witness ourselves in its expansiveness. Not just our pains, but also our comforts, our eases, our shifts, how we might take care of ourselves. We can really welcome a full awareness into our whole being so that we might be brave enough to really witness the world. And move our awareness gently up, checking in with the shoulders, perhaps taking a few shoulder rolls backwards or full arm extensions up and out. Again, following not just my instructions, but your own body's instructions. Staying at any place of the body you want to stay at, or catching up with me and my words. Whatever you do is good. We might let our arms relax, imagining there's little weights hanging from our elbows and wrists, fully letting ourselves sink into our position, our posture, whatever feels sustainable. The hands might relax, fingers untensed, as if floating in water. And we'll take a moment to notice if there's any warmth being generated in the palms. Perhaps we connect with a part of our body or the surface below us. And feel our own heat. And if it feels comfortable, we'll move our awareness up into the neck and jaw, releasing any tension that's possible, even reaching your hands up and giving yourself a massage in the jaw or temples, really connecting with the neck, this space that often is so tense, directing ourselves a little care and connection, holding. And if we can, we'll notice the skin on the back of the head. The top of the head. The forehead. Let your face be completely relaxed between the brows, the tongue in the mouth, the jaw. And simply breathe in and out. Bringing awareness to your whole body as one, at rest. Whatever parts of yourself feel mysterious or far away, we can simply make space in witnessing whatever connection we have today. We don't have to feel every part of ourselves. Maybe that's too much. Maybe that's impossible for this moment. But whatever has shown up today, whatever parts of ourselves are here, we get to fully welcome them. Almost saying, perhaps out loud or in your head, or just hearing me say, I see you. I'm here right now. I'm with my people. No matter how close or far they might seem, they're in my hearts. And as I breathe in and out, I'm sharing a breath with not just myself or my space, but every single person breathing air. And every single person who stopped breathing air, who's turning into the earth again, who will become the trees, who will give us breath again. That cycle of breath is continuous. We're participating in the lives of each other every single moment. And so, I feel myself getting a little emotional. I feel tears coming just because it can be a lot. It can be heartbreaking to know just how truly not alone we are and how alone we feel, how alone this world and our situations, our systems of oppression, our circumstances have tricked us into feeling. How without agency, without help, without hope, we've been conditioned into feeling. Right? That's how an oppressive regime thrives. If we feel hopeless, if we feel we cannot do one thing, there's nothing I can do. But that's the farthest thing from the truth, right? We know that when we come together, revolutions happen. We know that slavery wasn't just magically ended, right? People were working day in, day out. People like Harriet Tubman, who I see as my lineage leader for abolitionists, people who put their feet onto the earth and said, I know what I deserve. I actually am already free. Not one person on this earth could free me. I'll free myself. And after I do that, after I find that well of love inside my body, I'm going to go back to that plantation. I'm going to go back to the site of that trauma. I'm going to go back to all those people who don't know how loved they are yet. And I'm going to shine for them. I'm going to do what I need to show them that they're also free. And all we have to do is leave. Not that it's easy, not that it's simple, but all we have to do is decide that we're free right now. To remember that we're free right now. And to act in accordance with that freedom. And so today, as we sit here, as we come into these, broken, heartbroken bodies, we'll just take a few more breaths. If it feels comfortable, perhaps you can direct your hands to the chest, to your stomach, to your thighs, any part of your body that feels good to connect with. We'll do a few more minutes of breathing here. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhales, we'll gently hum out. into your chest. Feel that vibration, that connection, that warmth. Breathing in, going at your own pace or matching mine. Feel where that hum hits you. See if you can reach deeper and deeper into your belly. Breathing in really expansively. Humming deep into the earth. As we keep breathing and humming, we can know that our sound waves are physical things, right? Waves is a literal word. And we're sending them into this earth, into all the sounds that have ever been sent out. And so if we can imagine this hum piercing so deeply into the earth that it greets every cheek under any bit of rubble. Every person waiting to be found. Every body that's waiting to be held again, to be reunited, each and every martyr that feels so alone, that doesn't know if anybody's thinking about them or coming to save them. We can direct all this love and care so spaciously, as if they could feel it right on their bodies. They can feel that vibration. They know it's not just horrible things coming, it's also the love. Breathing in, through the tears, through whatever we feel, cutting through it for a moment, and breathing out. Holding ourselves. We'll take a few minutes to rest in this awareness. Whatever's coming up for us right now, let's dare not to look away. Let it all in and do the work of really being in community and being held to heal and be able to let it all in. Something Lama Rod said yesterday or maybe last week was, we have to stop thinking, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? But are we on the right path? Are we doing the right thing? Are we working together? Because none of us is doing anything alone. And the sooner we realize the we of it all, the sooner we can move with that power. And so, if you have an altar, if you light candles or incense, if you'd like to light that now, or if it's already been lit, you can direct your attention to that flame. And if you have any offerings, we might offer those together. For myself, I will be offering some incense. This is ancestor incense made of the death cards of various loved ones, various community members who have passed, the names of martyrs, burned in different vigil ceremonies and turned into incense again. And so this is kind of a continual ancestral offering to all of our ancestors, as so many now have been contributed. And so I will offer some of those to the flames, and then I will do a short chant for us. Take about a minute or two, and then we can all kind of close out this space together. But I'm going to do one bow first. If you would like to join me, feel free, however feels good to you. I'm putting my palms together at my heart and offering a bow. With the presentation of my lotus to your hearts. Enmei Jukku Kannon Gyo. Anze onnam butsu yo butsu in yo butsu en bupo so en yoraku ga jo chonen gamze onmonen gamze on nennen yushingi nennen furishin. Two more times. Anze onnam butsu yo butsu in yo butsu en bupo so en yoraku ga jo chonen gamze onmonen gamze on nennen yushingi nennen furishin. And one last time. Anze onnam butsu yo butsu in yo butsu en bupo so en yoraku ga jo chonen gamze onmonen gamze on nennen yushingi nennen furishin. Thank you all for sitting with me today. That chant was called Enmei Jukku Kannon Gyo, or the 10-phrase, life-prolonging sutra of Kannon, Avalokiteshvara, Guanyin, Chenrezig. Those are all the names that I know how to say that deity's name in, or languages, but it's really meant to fortify our spirits, to really, every time you hear that Kanzeon, we're beckoning unlimited compassion that comes with unlimited witnessing. That specific compassion that has no eyes turned, no eyes closed. There's a statue with 1,000 arms, and they all have 1,000 eyes, or they all have an eye in the palm, so 1,000 eyes. And so we chant this way to cultivate that kind of unlimited holding and seeing capability, that kind of compassion that comes from that kind of love. So hopefully today we could feel that together, grieve a little together, put that in our bodies a little, maybe re-energize ourselves for revolution. I see your comment, Will Bliss. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here the whole time. It's nice to know you're out there. And everybody else, I'm glad I could be here, be breathing with you. It means more than I could ever say to be able to offer and receive in the same breath, to know that infinite exchange and to root into that, to know that every time I offer, I receive, and if I can see the whole thing, I have that agency to move with my community and to end apartheid, to end slaveries, to end genocides, to revolutionize the earth and to be one with it again. Right? This modern era is a blip in human consciousness. A blip, just one moment. We can always remember who we are. So that's where my prayers are going today. Thank you, everybody. I saw some goodbyes in the chat. Thank you. I just read those. And for everybody else, I appreciate you. The recording will be posted online. And we'll close out with just one bow together, one moment, one breath, whatever feels good to you. Thank you, everybody. You're so deeply loved. Drink some water. Tend to your spirits and body.